the rear suspension bushings that I don't think these have been replaced. I've had them ages and I've avoided doing it because it's a bit awkward, and even as you can see, getting the camera in here is a little bit awkward anyway. Be interested to know whether my camera work is getting better, because I've bought a kind of different mount so I can move the camera around a bit more and get it into the gaps. It's still well, it's my mobile phone, so it's a big phone, so it's got a good camera on it, but it's just a little bit awkward to get in. Maybe I should get some sponsorship and get a GoPro or something, but at the moment I'm on a shoestring budget because I have a life and a family and bills to pay, and this is kind of my hobby on the side of doing stuff to fix my own car. Obviously, if you've got a Land Rover and you can afford to take it to a Land Rover dealer, then good luck to you. You're going to be spending out lots of money, but seeing as I can do the repairs myself, even though I've got kidney problems and it's can be hard work, I'm kind of enjoying it at the moment because the weather's got nicer. When it's cold it's horrible, but when the weather's nice it's actually quite pleasant to do, isn't it? Not sure whether the nuts are going to be, the bolts, getting around the right way, the bolts are going to be rusty, rusted enough not to want to come out. I mean, they look a little bit bad to me, but we'll see. Just going to have to give it a go. I think a bit of WD-40 and a little bit of prayer, and we will see where we get to. Yeah. So part of the problem is it's just a bit awkward access, isn't it? So I don't know whether we can get the extra spanner on here. Just to give it a bit more leverage. Let's see what we can get. Hey, haha! Success! Wow. So despite being rusted, it can't be on really, really tight. Wow. Although, as I'm undoing it, I'm suspecting that it's rusted underneath. Yeah. So that's going to make it a bit harder to get off. That one, the front bolt looks, worse. So we'll have to see how we get to this. I mean, other than a bit rusty, I reckon it'll come out. Right, I'm intrigued to know whether I can get the front one off as well, as easily. And the other problem I've got there is that in this case, we've got the less access, and we've also got that anti-roll bar in the way. So I might have to use a normal spanner in that one just to get it started. When it's fitting on, there's not much room, is there? Well, I don't know whether that turned the nut or turned the rust. It fits, but we will be able to get enough leverage on it to undo it. Oh, interesting. Yes, that's coming. Stiff again, but mainly because of rust, I would have thought, underneath. So the only thing I don't want to do is unwind it too much and trap it under here, or trap the ratchet under there. It's pretty stiff. Well, it's getting very stiff, it's very stuck, so I'm just trying to work out best way to proceed with this, because I don't want to give up, but also don't want to kill my ratchet and break anything. Don't want the bolt to shear off really, because then it would be a right pain in the bottom. Might get my little blowtorch and give it a bit of heat just to see if I can free it up a bit more. Make sure there's nothing under there. Yeah, I must aim at the head of the bolt so as not to damage anything. Right, this has taken me absolutely ages. These nuts are very, very stiff, and obviously you don't want to break them. So I've been going in and out, lots of penetrating fluid, a bit of acetone, and I've got the front one which came out, which you can see is extremely corroded on the end. Don't know if we can get in there. So that's what makes them very stiff to get out. And then this one, using my ratchet spanner and then another spanner just to give me some extra leverage. I'm just at about I think at the point where it's going to come out. So that's taken me a good more than an hour to get those out. Probably longer. Very slowly. But as with all Land Rover repairs, slowly catchy monkey. And once it gets to the top, it actually becomes relatively easy to undo. It's also had some heat from various angles, so I'm not going to reuse these ones. Right. Certainly not without. Let's give that a wipe. There you go. Another extremely rusted nut. Good old Land Rover. So in theory now this will just lever off. This isn't too bad. That can be reused easily, but the rest of it is shot. Right, there you go. Wow, that was hard work. I'm too weak. If I can get a screwdriver in there, prise it out. Surely that's it. Wow. That was blinking hard work. That has lost a lot of its. These are old, very old. I don't think I've ever replaced these because I've not been able to get the bolts out. There you go. So I think clean it up and then come back and try and reassemble, but I can't imagine the reassembly to be particularly difficult. So we basically got to 5:30, and as I'm a weekend warrior, I'm gonna have to stop, I think. This was hard work, but it looks like we have won on this side. I don't know if the other side is going to give us any breaks or not. Probably going to be just as difficult, but it's just time, slow, and trying not to put too much torque on the bolts so they don't snap. Putting them in and out, putting plenty of lubrication on them, bit of heat. It's a slow game. And yeah, I'll come back tomorrow and clean this up a bit more and see where I am from there. Right, so I think we're good here. We've got these new bush installed. I put some new nuts on here, or some bolts rather, and we're looking good. The only last thing I've got to do is just to pop back on the anti-roll bar link. So this side's looking good.